Welcome to a slapshot episode of the Russian Rulers Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Schaus. What is appanage? Why did the early rulers of Russia use it? And why did it eventually fail? In this slapshot, or quick podcast, I hope to answer those questions. Appanage was a system of inheritance that was implemented around the time of Rurik to help govern the vast lands of Russia, with the intent of keeping the power in the hands of the family. Because if you can't trust family, who can you trust? Well, as I've mentioned in previous podcasts, harmonious relations between family members, especially when power and money is involved, goes out the proverbial window. This is never more true than with the Russian rulers of the time. This era of appanage Russia is generally considered to have been at its zenith from about 1240 to 1380. The appanage system was intended to give power to the sons of the princes in smaller areas to help them learn how to govern large ones when they became available due to another prince's death. There was supposed to be order in succession, oldest to youngest. Of course, when death doesn't quite follow the carefully laid plans, things get ugly, as I've also mentioned in previous podcasts. Yaroslav the Wise knew it was a mess and tried to fix it before he died in 1054, warning his sons, "If you live in hatred and dissension, quarreling with one another, then you will ruin the country your ancestors won with so much effort, and you yourselves shall perish." Greed and the allure of power gripped the sons, and war broke out, costing numerous lives and wasting resources that were to contribute to their inability to repulse the impending Mongol invasion. As Philip Longworth wrote in his book, Russia, the Once and Future Empire from Prehistory to Putin, as generation succeeded generation, and the lines of precedent amongst Yaroslav's numerous descendants became more and more blurred, the spirit of family solidarity withered, and the tendency to civil strife grew. Appanages became patrimonies, and the Rus state came to resemble a ramshackle collection of little independent duchies. Now Vladimir Monomakh halted, but briefly, this trend, but his influence, along with his son Oleg, would wither away with Oleg's death. Now the Mongols, they loved the appanage system, and almost seemingly relished in their stoking of the fires of discontent amongst the related princes and petty rulers. By 1400, there were approximately 1,350 appanages of varying sizes and power. Some were highly influential, like Pskov, Novgorod, and Smolensk. Others were less so, like Moscow. But that was soon to change. Soon, Russia was not to be ruled by a grand prince or Veliki Knyaz who needed help and support from lesser princes, but by one person, a Caesar, a Tsar. Well, I hope you enjoyed the short podcast. Don't forget to visit the website, russianrulers.podhoster.com or markschaus.com. Leave a comment, make a suggestion, ask a question, and as always, до свидания и спасибо большое.